So this is, I don't know what day it is anymore, day 4 of pairing, technically.
Yeah.
On the Spike to create a developer framework for to add data types to Geo. Okay, so to go back to what we were talking about, the next big chunk that I really want to include in this first Spike is the registry, because it doesn't exist yet. I just added a migration last night for it, but I didn't add a class yet. I basically copied the data structure schema from design registry, or maybe container repository registry, because design registry is actually a repository type and container repository registry is actually a blob type, interestingly. So I copied container repository registry schema, and I think it makes sense, and I think it's fine to go with it. To start, like, we can make changes, that's okay. I don't think we need to write a generator yet. Just kind of establishing what the structure looks like and how we're going to use it. So my main goal today is to like add the class in a way that is reusable for other blob types. The only interface that we're going to have with the registry at the moment is when a create event is consumed, or rather when a like download is started from the secondary, we want to update the registry and to change the state to say we're syncing this. And then when we finish, we want to update it to say what happened, either it was successful or it failed. Do you think we need any more in the Spike to use, to use the registry like sync state? Or do you think that's good enough for this first portion?
So one of the things that I think we discussed in, I don't know which issue or epic or whatever, was that I think we're discussing using state machines from now on.
Yep.
And I think that the containers use this as well. So
yes.
that, I think, controls the replication state of it. Like it saves if it's like pending or if it's successful,
started,
etc. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should have that as well. And I'm not sure if we already have checksums and this kind of stuff. I don't think we should implement the verification right now, but if we have that information, then it may be useful to have it as part of the table.
So here's another minor problem, is that package files have checksums, but they have MD5 and SHA-1 checksums, whereas everything else at Geo checksums is 256, SHA-256. So that's kind of annoying, but I guess we could just specify in the replicator checksum, whatever it is, what kind of checksum it is.
Yeah, actually having both is actually a good thing. Does it make sense for it to be like part of the payload, or do we think we will have like to query that information later on, and then it should be like a separate field? And because if it's part of the payload, we can just include the two there or something like that, and then we don't have like to to make any, well, we're not replicating the payload on the registry, then does it make sense to make it like a JSON?
For what
Then
purpose? I'm not
to
following where you're going.
allow for any kind of checksum to be placed there. Like I know, for example, if we are using AWS API for S3, they use a specific type of checksum when you upload things to there. So that can be used as a way to avoid generating the checksum later on. But maybe that's not exactly what we want. So to have the flexibility of using multiple ones, if that's the case. We don't have to decide first on, but we can decide later on and even switch from one to the other if
So
in the
we're
future
talking
that
about,
makes sense.
yeah, so you're talking about verification though, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal that it uses a different kind of checksum. It's just kind of, it just kind of means that we can't assume one kind of checksum anymore, which is fine. We probably shouldn't have.
But at the end of the day, the checksum is still a string, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it feels like if you decided to store it as a JSON structure, that would be taking up much more space than just storing it as a string.
Yes and no. It depends. Yeah, with Postgres, they have like this JSON-B format, which is JSON binary. I have to check again, like documentation, but I think the difference is negligible.
Yeah, I think it would be, but I'm not really sure why we would need to include the checksum in the event payload anyway, because it comes over in the DB replication with the model. So I don't think we need to include it.
Yeah, and the replication, I don't think as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need to include it. Well, anyways, yeah, what's,
we can also delay this decision because we're not doing verification right now.
Yeah, I think it's okay to, I'm not too concerned about that part. Okay. Is there anything else that we needed to like sync up on specifically?
One extra question maybe. So for the package, I'm seeing the table now. I have like package ID, size, type, store, etc. What identifies like type 1 or type B, or like Palm versus Maven versus NPM? What field does tell us that? Or is just based on the uploader type?
Oh, so if you look at the data structure of package files, it really starts with packages is the main model, and packages have package files. So I think it's there.
So it's packages, or just
no, it's just package. Oh, is it packages package?
I think so. It's
yeah,
weird.
it is. It is table packages. Yes. Okay. And that has package type. Yeah.
Okay, and so package type is probably something that will be searchable. Are we going to make like one registry per package type, or?
Well, I don't think we should.
Because I think this was one of the questions on the Spike one. So there are pros and cons for each one, and maybe we should discuss this.
Yeah, sure. So the place that I would start is from Geo's perspective. Like we're replicating the package file model, and since those don't, that's all one table. My suggestion would be to keep it simple, and it has a corresponding package file registry. I mean, I guess it is possible for some customer to end up with millions of packages. I guess it's possible, but
Like
I think it's
GitLab,
unlikely. What's that?
like GitLab.com.
Oh, actually, how many packages does GitLab have? I don't know
I
that
don't know.
actually.
Yeah, we need someone with database access to tell us that. But yeah, so this is my main concern. Like almost anyone will have problems with this table except us.
Yeah.
Let's see how many Ruby gems does exist. Let's see. Downloads. How do I see this thing? Because in my mind, like if you have Ruby gems, npm packages, there should be like a bunch of them, and all other together in one table. The cost of keeping the index for the type of the package at the end of the day doesn't make sense to have this, because you can have like separate tables, but on the other hand, it's a one-to-one relation to another table. So maybe, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
so if I look at packages.gitlab.com for GitLab CE, there's 191 pages.
Okay.
And there's like, I don't know why, I think I'm counting 30 packages, which is kind of a weird number, but if that's the case, that's 5,000 something, which is actually not that many, even though you've got like all the different environments or whatever you.
So you're looking at gitlab.com packages, right?
Yeah, and then GitLab CE, for example.
Okay, so if
Oh,
you
it's
go
it lists how many there are. Yeah.
So there's like this page where you can see all of them, and
Yeah.
the most amount of packages that we have are the nightly and unstable. I think they finally cleared those, because I think that was like 2 more zeros or something like that.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was like a huge amount of them, because most of those are like daily built or something like that. I think it's the nightly built ones that we cleared. And
So
yeah.
But order of magnitude, even if you add a couple zeros onto even a couple of those, we're still not even in a million, a couple 100,000. That's fine for a Postgres table.
Yeah. Do you have any data on packages in GitHub by any means?
No, I don't know.
Because that's like a good idea of how good or bad this can be.
Yeah, I'm not really even sure how to.
Figure that out. Um, okay, there's a hack you can do. You can do a search for a single letter and then filter by packages. So with letter R, about 4K packages. Yeah, 5.5K.
Oh, okay. That's
So yeah,
totally
that's
fine.
probably like the amount per letter. So about 100K, 200K max.
Yeah, we're totally fine there then.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's do one registry.
Awesome. That'll be much easier. Um, let me see what like some of the discussions that are open still on the MR.
Can you rebase the current repository?
See you, Rachel. Rebase. Sorry, you want to rebase the remote branch?
So I can start like from on the rebased one.
Yeah, sure. I'll make sure there's nothing I don't have. Oh yeah, there's a conflict, right? Yeah. Schema. Okay. Okay.
What do you use for solving conflicts? I always hear like tooling people use.
Yeah. I use something in VS Code. I don't know. I guess it's built in because I don't recall installing something for it. If you like, okay, let me share my screen. So let me abort this just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so rebase to master. We have a conflict. I'm going to command click this file name, and you see it here. You can also open the commands and do merge conflict, next conflict, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it basically has what I need.
Okay, it does have like accept one or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works. It works decently well.
Yeah,
My
I've been
experience.
using RubyMine to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, like if you're using merging conflicts from like a smaller project, like I don't know, GitLab Rundown or something else, opening up that project in RubyMine takes a lot of time, so it's not worth it.
Oh. Oh, here's an interesting conflict. What is this? Okay.
Oh, someone changed the queue. I think I was into the. Yeah,
Okay.
they took away the weight. Now the weight is part of the class or something like that. I have it on my email. Let me just try to find.
Actually, it looks like, because I believe this is the old way and the new way
I
has,
think it's the other way around.
is it? Uh, I'm pretty sure this
Um,
was, I
okay,
added geo event here.
yeah, then
Um,
yeah. So yours is the new on the bottom is the new one, right? Yeah,
y-
I give
the
Shan
bottom,
change it
no, no.
1 day ago.
Yeah, yeah, the top is the new way.
Okay, yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah. Okay, interesting. Or where's the geo stuff? Geo. So, oh, by the way, that's right. I don't know if I wrote a comment about it, but I renamed Geo Event to GeoJSON Event because I was fixing its spec and I thought that there was somehow a name collision with the event model, which is in the root namespace. That wasn't actually the case. But at this point, I've renamed it to JSON, GeoJSON event, and I think that's okay. It's kind of what Tone initially, kind of what he wrote. What do you think? Would you prefer not to have uh, JSON in the name? I
Yeah,
think
I think JSON the name makes it feel a little bit weird.
yeah, it is a little bit weird, but Geo event was so vague or generic that that's kind of why I went down the path of like, I don't know, it seems like something is colliding, but it wasn't actually.
how about like unified events, like
Yeah, okay.
unified queue or something like that? If you want, I can try to do the rename from my side here because this
Sure.
is like one of the things that mine does really well. It can find all the correct users and like refactor things.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
yeah, it's like
Um,
one button press.
okay. The good thing is JSON event is a lot more unique now, so it's easy to rename from that
Yeah,
to something else. So, um, hold on, I need to put in what the change was here. Geo event. Um, right. This is what it was called. So I'm just right. I'm resolving the conflict at this point in time, which is kind of weird, but I don't know what all these other things are. I'm going to accept the current change.
yeah, I need to add.
And then I need to change the name to the JSON one to accept current. And, uh, okay. I'm force pushing. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's try. Okay, desktop 2.
I remember talking to you a long time ago about solar graph and something else. I forget what you said, but was it solar graph that was the way forward? I think
In what context?
VS Code, huh?
Oh, VS Code. So there are, I'm just taking a little bit longer because it's asking like for permissions on the file system here.
Sure.
Okay, let's shoot to the trick. So for VS Code, okay, allow Zone to share your screen. I already did that. Yeah. Maybe I need to reopen the thing here. I will try to close Zone and open it again to see if that helps.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So you asked about solar graph. So there are two ways of doing the IntelliSense or autocomplete or all like the go-to definition and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They are both based on language server, which is like an abstraction for editors and IDEs to communicate with a language server provider, which is something usually running on the native language that is going to do like things like tokenizing, finding symbols, and evaluating code. So this is if you have like a more static language, it's easier for you to build something that extracts symbols and content for any kind of language, for example, C or Go. But if you're using something like JavaScript or Python or Ruby that has like this evaluation of code on runtime, like it can change things on runtime, then the only sane way to do that is by like having the proper language evaluating that code and processing it as if it was running it. So it can provide you like with actual code completion. So language servers, they have one implementation that is very simplistic right now, that is shipped by the editor. And Solargraph also can expose itself as a language server provider. So it works, but it's not like super fast yet. But I think it allows you to do like go to definition and this kind of stuff. So
okay, that would, yeah, I'm remembering now. I think because solar graphs seem to be like kind of the normal way to go. But I remember it was like really, really slow at some point. And it's not, like it was problematically slow at some point. And I think that's what I was asking about it before.
Yeah, I don't think it's like
but it's not
much
that bad
faster.
anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not as bad anymore. I think there were I don't know, maybe there was a bug or something, but at the time.
Yeah. So let's see. This is the model. Okay, so let me give you a quick introduction to Rubline, if you will.
Yeah, I used it a long time ago, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, so things that I like, it's that you can have access to the database from like the sidebar thing. So you have like all the data structure, you can do queries, filter things, all that kind of stuff. You can go like jump to definition, like command click. You can go to tests with command shift T and run the test from like the editor. So this are like the functions that I don't find anywhere else, and it's super easy, super helpful.
Yeah, I have. I don't know. I think I have an add-on for VS Code to jump to, but it doesn't work for EE stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they also, so they have a bunch of stuff that are specific for Rails. So they try to interpret the code as a Rails app. If you are in a spec file, for example, this is a factory. So it's a call for a factory, and you can jump to the factory definition by going like this. It's probably trying to find it. I'm not sure why it's, yeah, okay. So it takes a little bit while, but it finds it. There are like some things that are
that's
like
nice.
time saving.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's try to rename this to unified event. Or
yeah,
how
unified event. That sounds good to me.
Okay. So the thing is on the other screen, but I will just hit Refactor here. Let's see. Searching for, yeah. Okay, so this thing, and also renames this spec. Replicator, it will rename this. Okay. Let's see if
we need to roll back and then modify the migrations.
Oh, yeah, right. So,
yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used RubyMine a long time ago, but it really is better for working in Rails than anything else that I've used since.
Yeah, it's
that is
like
so much easier.
It's not the faster editor ever, but like all the like time-saving things.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's config probably that database. I don't remember where this is. Okay, migrate. Yeah.
Oh, it's in EE, that's why. So EE DB,
Is it like the?
isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking of the registry
No.
that I just did. Never mind. No, you're right. It's right there.
Okay.
Create GeoJSON events, and then there's like 4 migrations because it's like add the.
It's all this for, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
When I look at the migrations that are on my branch, there's one more after the GeoJSON events. Do you definitely have the latest?
So I should have. Let's see again. Yeah, your branch is up to date. But let's try a git fetch again.
Did my thing finish pushing? Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, there are more.
Okay.
Okay. Not a big deal. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, we're back.
Cool.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, there is one more.
Yeah, cool.
So we need to roll back 5 or 4 because we I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, 5.
Is it step or?
Yep.
Step 5.
Step. Yep. Actually, there might be post migration.
I didn't run migrations here, so I think we should be fine.
Oh yeah, you didn't run the newest
Yeah,
one, so you
recently.
wouldn't
No.
need to go back 5. Oh well, whatever.
Oh, not a big deal. Maybe I need to run and then roll back.
Yeah, it's always confusing. It's always confusing when you have to do this thing. Sometimes you have to go back to the state of whatever branch you had before, and then roll back first. Can you what is the version that it said wasn't available?
For what?
In the error, in the rollback error, the previous rollback error. What version does it say there? Can you paste that into chat?
Sure.
I can start looking at it if it was something like that. Thanks. Yeah, that migration doesn't exist. So it might be like somebody.
Oh, I'm on the read-only one. Let's see. I think I need to switch branches here. Let's see what I can do. Let me do a partial commit. So I'm using the wrong instance. So JSON unified replicator. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not finding that migration version anywhere, so it may be from some other development branch.
Yeah, it can be.
Depending on what it is, you might just delete the version from Schema migrations.
Okay. The problem with RubyMine is that it takes a lot of time to like index like everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, it needs to warm up.
That's okay. It's worth it.
Yeah. Okay, we have migrations.
Good. Okay.
JSON, JSON, JSON. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably go back 10.
Mhm.
Not migrated, slow black. Ah, it was almost there. Try again.
What is the error?
I canceled it in the middle of. Like,
Oh.
I think this is not using Spring. No, it is. No, it's using
Yeah, this is
Bootstrap
taking
only.
a while, huh?
Yeah. Let's try from here.
Oh, geez. Just flu going through our daycares.
Mm-hmm. Do you usually get like this amount of pause? Okay, there you go.
No, that like how no that was a long time. I don't know.
Yeah. I think we're good. 12, 11.
Yeah, I don't see our migrations reverted. Do we need to go further?
Yeah, maybe. So, let's try this.
Oh, maybe maybe you're already behind our migrations.
Can be. Let's see.
Yeah, I think because ours are timestamped January 21st, 1900 or whatever. I think that was later than the things that I saw reverted.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's cancel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This becomes hide events. And here also is to be to unify events. Okay.
Maybe the re-indexing is making it slow.
Could be. Could be the case. It's, okay. Unified event
Good.
ID. Let's see.
I like it. That's better than JSON.
Yeah. Okay, this as well. Unified event ID is already here. Two unified events. Okay. Events. Unified ID.
Last name there of that migration is
Oh,
still, yeah.
Okay. One, two. Okay. Yep. Do you mind if I just amend the commit and force push, or
Oh
would
no,
you
go
let
ahead.
it
I
go?
didn't pull it. No, no.
Okay. So, Name. Schema.
Do you mind showing me where are you using? What are you using to
commit?
commit? Yep.
Yeah, I have to switch screens because it went to the wrong one. Let me just see how can I do that. Yeah. So I'm using. Oh, now it has a. Okay, let's try this. No.
I see the window for
I made a
commit
mistake.
changes.
Let me just go back here. Where is the window again? Hold on. Okay. Share screen. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. Let's try full screen. Can you still see it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. This makes sense.
What is repository moved?
Oh, it's. I think it just expanded incorrectly. So it's here. Repository moved event ID. What the hell is this?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, I know. This is something I was working in another branch. So I don't need this right now. And I have no idea why this is here. But should be fine.
Unified.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, what's happened? Something's weird.
Oh, it didn't run the migrations.
Oh.
Let's try this again. So okay. Running this. So this. Oh, wait a minute. There are a bunch of things that doesn't make sense here. Okay, unified events make sense.
Yeah, okay, so there was one commit that I did to fix the schema because I had accidentally included, added everything. So if you got your database up to date with the branch before I fixed the schema, then there might be something weird with that.
Yeah, I can try to nuke the database and start again as well. But let's see.
But I think it's just that there's always going to be weird changes coming in from master to the schema compared to our databases.
Yeah, let's see if there is something showing up on the merge request.
Oh, there's one. Oops.
There's more, yeah.
Oh, there's more. Oh, see, I thought I fixed that.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. Let's see. How to do a blame here. Show for file. KVM file. Okay. So let's try to pick the things that we want to do. Okay. I think this go back. I swear to you that it's not that slow every time. Come on. Yeah. Okay, we're back. So, force page control. What else? Source. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Define events. And we need this. This. Confidential. I don't, oh, yeah, okay. So remove, we have to add that again. Storage version.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that stuff.
Yeah, I think I also have like something dirty here. But I'm not seeing this one, so I'm not going to make any change. Unified event, yes. Okay, I think that's enough. Log. It's not JSON event, it's unified event. Log. Okay. I hate when this happens. Let's just do this and then sort it out on the other way. Yep. It's okay. I'm going to push it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So I just got Solar Graph running again on my thing because this is a new machine, right?
Mhm.
I don't know what I did to get it running before because it seems like I have to add the config file, which is the .solargraph.yaml, but we don't already git ignore that, which, so I don't know how I had it running before.
I think in an early version it used Docker as well.
It used what?
Docker as well.
Docker?
Yeah. I think like a very early version, it requires you to run something in Docker, and there's like a bunch of steps you need to do it
Oh
better.
no, I mean like I was using SolarGraph like, a few months ago, a couple months ago.
Okay.
But I don't know how I had it configured on my machine that I didn't need the SolarGraph config file in the project.
Are you using like the correct extension?
I think so. Ruby SolarGraph, I think it's the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, it requires you to install the gem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had the gem, but I need the config file, and the reason is because otherwise it says there's too many files to index
Mm-hmm.
because we're not excluding any if we don't have the config file.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they just updated it and now it requires or something like that.
Hmm. Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying about the Docker thing. You can still do that. And I guess in that case, well, I don't know. Seems like it would still need the config file. All right, sorry for distracting you. Okay,
No problem.
so
So
we've done the rename.
yeah, we're still missing this thing to revert. Let me just I need to pause here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. My wife just arrived. Let's see. So there's just source. Schema. Let's try. Okay. Cluster storage. Yeah, that's correct. So did we miss one?
Did we miss one?
Foreign keys through here. Let's see.
Oh, maybe.
Foreign key.
No.
No. I know what. This is super frustrating. I had something like that happening to me before. Let's see. So there are some situations where like the code that checks if something is there or not doesn't work correctly.
Yikes.
Yeah, and then the solution is you have to provide a name for the
Foreign key. Constraint.
Because otherwise it will use like the generated one and
Oh, and it might like stay the same. So if you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just do it by hand here, and then like we have tests that make sure this work.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, I will try to reset the database and try this thing again.
It should be fine, yeah, if you reset the database.
Yeah.
If you never had it.
Yeah. So like this is the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fine. Unified events. Oh yeah. Okay.
Actually,
so
there's
yeah,
no
it does have.
column.
Okay, so we just need to delete this. It does have two. Okay. So the problem is like dropping it didn't work for some reason. But
Why does our foreign key not have the column specified like all the other foreign keys do in that table?
oh, like the restriction is.
I don't know. Do you see? There's a column key on all of those other lines,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't have that on this one.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so this is, I think, part of what I was trying to do on the other measure quest. Let's see if I can get the code again. Yeah, not this one. So this is the other measure quest that I'm basing on. Hopefully this will be like the second that we are going to migrate to the Geo framework. And there is like a bunch of different things that you need to do to actually generate the foreign keys. I have no idea why we need to do all of this, but it is what it is. Okay. Find events. And this is the column. Why it's not working? I hate this. So part of the the fixes that I was trying to do in GDK is to make sure that it always use GCP. Because I can't use, I can connect to the database with sockets. And yeah, I think I need to do this here. Express. Part is correct. See. Okay. Unified event ID.
Just a reminder, the index is in the previous migration.
Ah, okay. Then this goes to the other one.
Mhm.
Let me just fix here, then I copy and paste there.
Yeah.
ID. Oh, yeah, this is correct. And then this is event ID. Okay. I think we can do something like this. Back, version, close. And then it just roll back one file.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
Oh, actually, I think it's something, it might be something weird like migrate down version.
oh, yeah, there is also, I think there is one like you say, go until we reach this version. So let's see. Spring dates.
I mean, I think you can do the specific version migration. Yeah. It's fine to do this one out of order, and you can do db migrate down version equals.
Mm-hmm.
Because rollback, for whatever reason, doesn't accept version, I think.
Oh, it actually did.
Oh, maybe that's new.
No. It yeah, it just did for one.
Huh.
Uh,
Oh, it did. Okay, yeah.
yeah, it failed. What was
Yeah.
the?
So same thing, but db migrate down instead of db rollback.
Okay, and then you can pass the version.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it only does that one migration.
So, like this.
Yes.
Okay. let's see, do we need to remove the index? Actually drop this because we're not using. Let's refactor table. Drop this one. F. Hmm.
I'm gonna grab something to eat, but I'll leave this open.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna keep myself muted, so because I'm gonna just eat, but I'm here.
Okay.
So what are you looking at now?
Did you push it any of the code that we changed at the API last time?
Did I?
Or
Did
am,
I?
or am I
No,
looking
oh
at
no
the
no
wrong?
I didn't commit it.
Okay. Can you do it? Because then we can start from
I
here.
think I threw it away. I didn't do much though. I didn't have much yet.
Okay, then I can do it again. No problem. So, this should be like the blob upload service.
Mhm. Did you want to try to get it into the Spike MR, or like, would you mind if we tried to get the registry part going?
Sure.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Yeah, we can. Let's switch share here. I first push the rename, the last change on the database, and if you like,
okay, cool.
try to get it back, it should be fine now.
Oh, oops. Okay. I have a conflict, but anyways, I need to reset.
Probably you need to rebase or just throw away and get it again.
Yeah, yeah, I can just throw mine away. Kind of hard with one hand. Okay. In the schema, I see there's. Oh, no, never mind. That's good. Okay, yeah. Would you, since I'm still holding a sandwich, would you mind driving, creating the class, the registry class?
Okay. Let's go back and share here. So,
I think composite, yeah, container repository registry.
yeah,
I think
makes
that's
sense.
the one.
So this is going to be unified. Oh no, this is the packages.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, registry.
Oh, package file.
Package file, yeah.
And no repository.
It's, what is the name? Is it files at the table?
The model name
Packages.
is packages package file.
Okay. So packages files repository. Registry. Packages files registry.
So the table that I created is package file registry.
File, okay.
Yeah, and package is also singular. in the table I created. If you agree, I think that makes
Yeah.
sense.
We
It's
can
the
go
name
with
of the
that.
model.
Okay. Let's see. Every stream belongs to. What is the name of the foreign key?
Package file ID.
Okay, so it belongs to
But that
package file.
we're probably going to have to specify the
Yeah.
class.
Class.
Yeah, I don't remember class name probably.
Package. Oh, it does.
Oh yeah, it was there. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
So it's those little things that make it worth it.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Why do we have a scope for failed with state? Isn't that provided by the state machine? I mean, like synced as well.
Yeah, but you have like to. Otherwise, I think it does like something like the name of the state machine plus something.
Oh, it doesn't. The state machine gem doesn't give us those scopes.
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think not as a scope. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, okay.
I think you can like do something like state whatever, but it doesn't provide you with a scope.
Those are the instance methods.
Yeah, like for example.
Do they have class methods in here?
State name. Attribute. Oh, this is gigantic. Okay, configuration options. Class methods.
Oh, class methods, yeah.
Yeah, only this.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Weird. I'm pretty sure like AASM has auto-generates those scopes.
Probably.
I don't know why it wouldn't. That's weird.
So this is package file ID. Start ID noddings.
I don't know what that's going to be for, but
yeah,
I wonder if we could make that generic, like model ID not in or something.
Yeah, it makes sense. Our resource ID not in.
Well, we're already calling. Oh, that's right. I renamed it from model ID to model record ID for now on the replicator. Yeah, just for consistency, I think that.
Yeah, sure.
Do it.
Model record ID not in.
Then hopefully we can extract all that from the registry.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense, like have a big concern or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is not for registry. Let's call it model record or resource here. let's go for model record.
Yeah, it's a weird name, but we can rename it.
Yeah.
So we would need to change the belongs to model record, I guess. Is that right?
Oh, here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's model record, the belongs to, but this transition is really just talking about the registry's self, I think.
Yeah. So should I keep it or?
So I think belongs to model record.
Okay, sorry. So
And
this is the
then,
registry. This is,
yeah, that's just the registry. Yeah.
this is stay. So this is all fine. And this is model record AD or not?
Yeah, there's going to be like model record ID key, primary key. But
Yeah.
we can look at that later.
How about we do like this? We make like names that make sense here, but then we create alias that we can use on the
Sure.
framework, like model record or.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
So. Fire ID not in. Okay. Fail sync, finish sync. Do you remember what you included here?
You need so you need to create a package file model, right? So we're going to reuse that factory. The initial state makes sense, which we need to add a new initial state. I don't know if you saw that conversation. But in the new way, okay, in the new way where a registry is a single source of truth for geo on the secondary, we need to know if something has never been synced.
Did you actually did you make the migration for this one or not?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe I did.
Is it here?
It's yeah, it's in EEDB geomigrate create package file registry.
Okay. You were saying before. Go
on. So we need to add a new initial, because the initial state currently for those existing registries is pending, which means like pending sync. But we need to add a new initial state that shows that it's never been synced.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be like created or never.
Started syncing failed pending. So we need a new, yeah, let's see.
Yeah, see where it says initial pending? We need it, need it to be, I think never, but wanted to hear what you thought about the name.
How do we have it on the UI? Let's see how do we present that.
Do we have it? I don't know if we have it on the UI.
Yeah, let me just share the screen here. Desktop one. If I go to Geo, so on the secondary, we have like this, yeah, we call it never.
Oh, perfect. That's what I was thinking.
So scope never.
I can't see your IDE
Oh,
anymore.
sorry. Yeah. So never should be the initial. Oh, we have pending. Yeah, but we need the never one. So it starts with never. Something failed.
Yeah, let's put it first.
Yeah. Never. Let's start with this. Never. Pending. Started. Synced. Failed. Yeah, makes sense. For transition. I need to start it and pending. So do we need to make any other change here?
I think I think we need to add it to start sync and repository updated for something we can transition from. Is that?
Oh yeah, yeah. So here it should be never, can be never. From never it can go to started.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no there's no update for this file, so we don't need this.
Oh yeah. So what I was thinking is,
but there is the
yeah,
resync as well. So yeah, it can have an update some sort.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a repository. Yeah. Updated is pretty vague though, but
Package updated or something like that.
I think so. The place where this would be used, I think, is when, like, typically, if an event, an updated event comes in.
So the the only time where you have an update. Let me share the screen again. For projects, it makes sense to have updates, but I think it's only when you do like this resync here. And I don't think we have right now for uploads, but maybe we want to add that option for everything. So uploads, right now, there is no way for it to be updated.
So yeah, this is a bug. I think there are uploads that do get mutated on the primary.
But they have for example, avatars. We don't actually mutate the file. It gets assigned the new file, so it destroys the old record and creates a new one. And
oh, okay, that's good.
yeah.
I thought it did change the avatar. Are you sure? Is that so? Oh, okay.
Let's take a look at it again. The last time that I checked this.
But okay, even if it doesn't, I think we can expect that there will come a time where there will be a blob that may be modified, mutated.
Hopefully not.
Oh, do you think that we can depend on that though?
Yeah, I think so. Because if we have mutation, then we have to like have versioning in some way. Otherwise, replicating that could be like a nightmare.
Would it be? Because my expectation is that, like, if it is mutated, then we generate an update event and then we download it again.
You don't have like the order to rely on. So it's not like, let's say that you mutated it 4 times. If you're processing then in different order, things can go wrong. And we don't have checksum, so there is no way to recover right now.
Well, we can depend on the fact that we will have checksum eventually. But I think even if there's 4 updates in a row, the last update event that gets processed is going to pull the latest file, right?
Yeah, but then there is like the situation where you, let's say you just had 1 update and that failed, and you also lose the job. Unless like you keep re-verifying things, which if they are on object storage, this is not for free because you're paying for every interaction that you do with the object storage. So you pay by request. Maybe you lose the data, like that change. So ideally, it's easier to create a new thing than mutating the existing one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I don't know. I'm not sure that we can depend on that for all blobs that
Yeah, let's see.
that will come in the future.
I don't know how they are also doing that for packages. Do we know if they already allow you to update a package?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I hope we are not allowing this.
Right, right.
But I think the other problem that I remember when you have like the same file being updated is like handling cache. But that doesn't affect us.
Do we have, I don't know, like what about when you migrate from local to object storage? Do we create new uploads for every?
No, we update. Yeah, so this is one case. I think we now have events for that. Let's see. So geolog LFS container. Hashed storage migration. No, we don't have. So if you had the file before and you migrate them to object storage, what happens is, let's see. Okay, what happens is that we don't have any events for any kind of file operation except for delete now. But I think we do something with, I don't remember what we do about this, but I remember that we did something about this a while ago. We need to look at this again. But we have something with hashed storage, and I think this does migrate attachments.
Okay.
So maybe this is like, yeah, this is an example.
I guess it's fair for us to iterate on the blob strategy by saying first, blobs are assumed to be immutable, and we don't have support for mutation or updates. So that's what we'll start with. And then if something comes up where it's like, oh, you have to support it, then we can add it to the strategy at that time.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Or we can convince people that this is a bad idea.
That this is a bad idea. Yeah. We should first push back on the idea. Yeah. Okay. So we can, I think, so that package updated, let me see, because I thought that was used only on the update event type stuff. Okay, yeah, it's both. So it's the one that you mentioned, which is when you click resync
Mm-hmm.
and we call repository updated. But also when an update event gets processed, we call repository updated on the registry, and then we enqueue a sync job. And the reason that it has to be like that is because there would otherwise be a race where the update events think, oh, because another update just completed, that the subsequent sync can just exit, but it might not be able, that might not be a good assumption if the update event came in like
Yeah,
after the other one started.
for repositories, maybe something came in just in between.
Yeah,
And because like it handles transactions correctly, we can be transferring like an old version of it, and
yeah,
it will not fail.
yeah. So that's the reason for it. So it's actually not needed in the blob registry unless we support
Yeah, unless we support
updating.
resyncing, updating, which I think makes sense here. In like, let's say that you have identified that a file is corrupt, you need to resync. So later on, when like checksum doesn't match, you have to do it again, or you're missing the file. We don't have like the missing state, so it should go back to pending. Yeah, so.
Do you think we need to add the never state to that one?
To which one?
To the package updated event block? Transition from never.
No. So this should always be the initial sync.
You sure?
Okay, so I think this is like, it should be the other way, right? Like this. Package, no, wait.
Yeah.
Start sync. The names aren't like making much sense here, because
Yeah, I don't think we should keep the names exactly the same. It's not quite good enough.
Start syncing from never. Let's do this. From synced. Yeah, it can be if we're resyncing. So let's just ignore this. We don't need this. Okay. For our sake, it doesn't make any difference from one to the other, because it's just like the methods to do the same thing, basically, or not. So the difference here is when it goes from never to something. From never, it goes to started, and from started to pending. But okay. It shouldn't go from synced to started, should go from synced to pending. So it's here. That makes sense.
Well, I don't know. It might be fine. I think it might be fine to let it.
Yeah. Which started. I think it makes sense. It's just like it's quite resync.
What do you think about changing the event start sync to syncing?
And then just have it?
Syncing. Or like syncing, because it's called right before we start syncing.
Yeah. Syncing, yeah, makes sense. And resync.
Actually,
yeah.
then would it be better for the state to be called syncing also? I'm getting a little mixed up now.
So so the event is like, let's call it start.
Okay.
Or, yeah. And when it starts,
Yeah.
you can go from all the like never synced or you can't go from synced. You can only go from this. Only this can go from synced. That makes sense. So it can start from ever, from failed state. That makes sense, and from a pending state. That also makes sense. What we are using pending before for projects is that first you need to create the repositories, so you don't have like the blank screen saying there is no repository. But also, so it's a two-step when you have a repository, for projects at least. First one is to create the actual repository and then to do the sync. Because if you don't have a repository, you get a different screen saying you don't have a repository. It's not ideal. And I think whenever we read the log, we create the repository or something like that. Let's see. Or never. Okay, no, so it's different. Never is when you don't have the registry yet. That's how we show on the interface. But then
oh, yeah. So this is partly because we're changing to a different world.
Yeah. So we actually, do we need never?
We
Like
do, because we do in the world where the registry table is the single source of truth.
No, but I mean, instead of calling it never, can't we just call it pending? What information do we need, like?
Because things that have never been synced. Well, this is one thing that one benefit. Things that have never been synced could be prioritized first.
Okay. And pending is for updates. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so we start by creating it as never. And from never, we have like a priority queue that goes from never first and then pending second. Okay. And then goes to started. Synced and failed. So the never would be, let's sync that empty. Are we storing like the size of the file that we have?
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
Because we
What
can
do you mean in the
also,
registry?
yeah. Geo registry package files. Why I'm not seeing it? Oh, because I didn't run the migration. TLDB migrate.
Oh,
So,
I'll be right back.
okay. Yeah, and of course, this is the primary, so I can't run the migration here. Yeah, not ideal, but anyway. Yeah.
I think you should come over to the new way.
maybe that's the better way.
I don't know who came up with it, but it does work.
Yeah, I think like in the past I had caught some issues because I was running exactly like it is in production. So the secondary
That's
is
good.
always like read only. So
Yeah.
things broke on my face every
Yeah.
time. But yeah, for development, it makes sense to have all in one. I think we need a new transition here.
Do we?
So one thing that I'm finding it difficult to see is how it's going to be like here. So this never thing used to do like the foreign data wrapper join,
Oh,
and would
wait, I'm
say
not
anything.
sure. Are you mousing over anything? I
Oh,
can't see it.
sorry.
No problem.
Okay. So
Okay.
this used to be like the foreign data wrapper join, and that will show you like things that we didn't added to the registry yet.
Yep.
Now this is like things that has never been synced before, so we have a state for that. The cursor will prioritize it, so it has to have like it goes from ever to pending. I think that's the transition, right?
There's a couple ways that we could do
Like the first time it runs, it goes to pending.
I think so. So in my other MR with the registries as SSOT, a worker is just going to create new registries with the never state. And then currently, I'm letting file download dispatch worker pick those up, but
Okay.
I don't know that that's necessarily how we should do it. If we ignore like backfill, when you create a package file on the primary, a new created event comes over to the secondary, and the worker consumes the created event. It creates a registry with the never state, and see, this is what I'm not sure, like, is that all? And then we have another worker come around that prioritizes never over pending over failed and queues jobs if there's enough room for the jobs to be queued. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. So
what I would like it to be like instead, if I'm just like imagining things that don't exist currently, the created event gets consumed, and in there we create the new registry with a never state, and we enqueue a job to sync that record.
yeah, so we can probably prioritize by like enqueuing it right away, but I don't think that we actually need to save that as a state, because we can, let's see. So if you want to display something here, what we could use is like never is whatever is pending, but has the last sync at no.
Nil.
Yeah. So we don't have like to save it as actual state, but we are inferring this only for like the purpose of displaying it, because the prioritization is not based on the table itself, or shouldn't be based on the table. Or, well, it could be, because you can still like select for these two together, but I don't think like we have like to actually make a mutation for this like twice, if that makes sense. We can do, for example, this like with state pending. Can we do like where? What is the name again?
So I see where you're going.
Let's sync it.
But I think it's telling that we have these states listed here, and that never is one of them. That it's kind of like, I think it would be helpful for it to be an actual state, for simplicity, even though, like, you're right, like there would be an extra database update.
Okay. So this should be, so the idea then is that to display the pending things, no, we keep that on the never. Yeah, makes sense. So it starts with never, and then we call it. It would be nice if we could, like, for the same event, mutate it differently.
How do you mean? Sorry, can you go to your IDE? I can't
see.
Oh,
sorry again. Okay.
Okay, what was the question again?
It would be nice to have, like, be able to fire the same event, but it go to like different transition based on where it come from. Like never it should go. if we're keeping never as it is right now, whenever we start syncing it, okay, then never goes to yeah. So it should be like this. Never should go to started. Okay, yeah, and pending should go to started. Yeah, I don't. But when we start, so this is like where I'm missing it. If we save never and we start it but it fails, it is still the situation where we never synced but it failed. So
I would say that that is a legitimate failed state, and
okay.
it's no longer like we tried to sync it.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, fair enough. We could get ourselves into a weird situation there if we don't remember this nuance.
Yeah. Let me try this again. Let's see. If we always go to painting by default, and never is only based on last sync at. We can still, like, if it fails, it never sync that, so it is still never, and we can still filter by it. So it's like a calculated state.
Right.
And we can still have, like, is it pending, is it started, or is it failed?
Yeah. Okay. Let me like just look at what I was using, where I was using it.
Okay, I will try to see the fail thing here. Let's model the fail as well. Fail.
Yeah, can you call that method instead from, can you
Here?
make an event, call a method? Yeah.
Yeah, so calling this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Oh.
I'm trying to port it first. So state failed goes from pending fail, can go from synced to failed. No. May I start? Let's see. No, from pending. Yeah, it always from started to fail. Let's see if I can put the code here as well. Issue.
Okay, yeah, maybe it was just for the scope.
Can we add code as well?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Transitional.
I think we can't, and that's why those methods are separate.
Yeah. But then let's say we can just do this. Failed. So we don't need to transition this. Oh, before any. Yeah, it makes sense. So here is where you put the code.
Oh, okay.
This is super weird. Okay, this is a transition. That's fine. Here. This is the best I was able to do.
Mm,
Let's see if we can pass something here. Or let's look at the documentation. State machines. So either this or this.
There's a doc, Ruby doc.
Here?
None. Is it this one? No, no. This is a different one. Yeah, we're using. Oh,
we're
is
using
it
this
the
one.
same thing? State machines, active
Yeah,
record,
yeah.
state machines.
So,
Oh, okay.
this is active model, and this is like the generic one. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, I don't think there is active records. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I mean active.
No, yeah, we do have.
Oh.
Weird. But I think it.
Yeah, there's the link to the Ruby doc that I was thinking of. But.
I was trying to see if there's like a way to fire an event passing parameters to it, but I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Yeah. Yeah, you can only fire the actual event, but I think this is fine. What do you think?
Yeah, can you switch back to the IDE?
Sorry.
Okay. I think
Yeah, we have it modeled
think
here.
it's fine. Yeah.
We are doing some of it here that is like automatically calculated, but yeah, we still have.
How would you feel about in the before transition to failed if we put in if last sync failure is not set, that we set it to something? Because I think we depend on that. I think. Let me search for last sync failure.
I think this is only used. Well, for this one it will be different, but I think for the other ones, project maybe we use that, but we don't have a state machine there. For containers, I think we just use the actual state.
I see. Okay, so it was just because we didn't have a state before that we were kind of depending on it. Okay, yeah. All right, good.
I was also thinking would be useful to have more than one error here. Like, let's say that this is not varchar anymore. It's like an array. And then we keep like the last, I don't know, 5, 10, 12, 20. We probably don't need to do it.
Cool.
Yeah, we probably don't need to do it right now, but I think it makes sense because if it can provide you like your last few attempts, if it's failing for different reasons, then you can see that. Maybe we can improve that. Like
maybe as a future improvement.
Yeah.
So the one thing about that last sync failure, I made it the same size as existing ones, which is default, which is 255. We could make it longer. I don't know. Message and error message.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to migrate this as well to an actual event. Transition. So,
Oh yeah, this one we might not be able to do that way because we don't want to call.
we can do this, but let's see if it makes sense. I can all update. Okay, we can do transitions here. Pending, that means that it was called during the sync, so we need to. I think like the state machine should handle this, right? Or should like we
Yes,
try to?
ideally.
I don't know what this is trying to optimize for.
It's no, that's just avoiding the race. Because if you use the state machine, then you are potentially just working with stale information.
Okay.
And if an update came in while you were syncing, then you don't want to set the state to synced when you finish.
Okay. So maybe we should fix this in a different place. So the order of the events is we read something from the log cursor, and then we create a sidekick job. That sidekick job will get the registry, and then it will switch it from. It will either create it when there is none, or if it's an update, then it will find the existing job and switch it to pending. If that job starts again, then we shouldn't get any problem because the transition should be, so we should have an event that prevents this transition to go to pending again, if that makes sense. So update is like here, and it can't go from start to pending. Yeah, just remove this and then it's fine. That makes sense. We are fixing it on the generation and not on the consumption part. So this is like the problem when we have mutation.
Yeah, right.
And we can use, for example, an exclusive lock. So before doing anything to the registry, it acquires an exclusive lock, and that thing will we either release if we are not doing it, or if something gets it, it has like to renew the TTL. But then we actually make a lock that doesn't rely on a state machine.
So if I recall correctly, part of the race condition was because we have the exclusive lock. Because if the sync job starts while another one is running, then the exclusive lock causes the second sync job to die.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it says cannot acquire lease, right? And then it goes.
Okay, but then I know I know the problem. I think I saw it the other day. So if we don't have the exclusive lock, we just lose the job.
If we do have it, or if we don't have it.
If we don't have, we're not rescheduling.
Oh, you mean if we? Yeah, we don't reschedule it, right?
Yeah. Do something worker. I think. No. I will not be able to find it again. Or maybe it's the services. One of those. So like this. This is for the repository sync. It tries to obtain the lease. If it fails, we don't throw anything. We don't reschedule. It's lost. I think the assumption here is that only one can do it. And if you are not the first one, then the other one is already doing something, except when that fails. And that crashes, but then again, it gets rescheduled again. But only after 8 hours.
The one that doesn't obtain the lease gets rescheduled, or it gets retried. Oh no, it doesn't get retried, right?
It does nothing and exits successfully.
Yeah,
and also
exits, right?
Doesn't do any logging, which
right.
We should be doing. Yeah, it only does this, but it it gives you no information like from where it came from, etc. We also don't have a specific. We also don't have a specific log for geo here, I think. Oh no, we do. Yeah, we do. Okay. So the idea is that we should be logger should be passing this logger to the lease. Probably something like this. Or it's just yeah.
And where is log error being called from?
So this is the exclusive lease concern, and yeah, this is not working. Oh, we don't need to do. Yeah. This is called when we include it, it injects a bunch of methods here, and when it can't find the lease, it was initially going to Rails. It doesn't help us, but it should actually go to like the to our log helper. So it should go to geolog instead of Rails. Schedule sync. So so this should never happen. This situation should never happen. Otherwise, the lease is like incorrect. Which could be the case. This key. This situation. This situation where like reschedule container sync because container repository event dated was processed during the sync. This is called by the mark as successful, which is called by here, which is called by sync. It is like under the protected locked situation.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the exclusive lease is bugged.
Oh no,
but
actually the the place where the registry is being modified is in the repository updated event, container repository updated event.
Okay.
Is calling repository updated.
Okay, I know, I understand now. Let me just get the, oh crap. Table down here. So we have like two different leases for the same container. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think so. The container repository updated event, which is not in this folder.
Only the event store. Okay.
The one in the log cursor events. The third file there.
Yeah,
and then container repository.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it is still the same. There's only one type of event for containers. So that calls the sync worker. Let's go.
Yeah, but right before that. Yeah, but right before that, it calls the sync worker. It updates the registry.
Ah, okay, I get it. Sorry. Okay. So,
yeah.
And why we're doing this?
So, I was trying to look up the discussion about the race, but I think it's a couple things. One is we want to improve efficiency by letting, like if you have like 5 syncs in a row, like 5 updates in a row, then you want most of them to die, but you want to make sure that the last sync that runs, or excuse me, you want to make sure that a new sync runs after the last update event comes in. So every time an update event comes in, we mark the registry as like, this is pending, this needs to be synced. And it might be that it's being synced currently. So like the sync worker that we trigger right after updating the registry, you know, is going to die. They're going to keep dying, right, or exiting. But then when whatever sync is running finishes, then it looks at the registry and it says, oh, this registry is not started anymore, it's pending. That must mean that an update event came in while I was syncing, so I'm going to reschedule one more sync job.
Okay,
anyways,
so,
that's what's happening now. So I want to understand, because I think you had another proposal on the generation side. So I want to understand how that might work.
Okay, so how I would fix this is just by doing this. Then we don't have like this source of entropy here. And it's fine if it does the same thing like twice. But another way to maybe to fix this is to put a this under release as well. So we don't generate the the race condition.
So if 5 updates happen in a row and then we have them processed all one after the other while the first one is still syncing, then how would we know that we need to do one more sync after all of, after that one finishes?
Let's see. Okay, maybe we can store this into a different table. That would be one option. Like this one more time. Another way, so some of the solutions here would require us to move from Sidekick. In the past, I think one of the proposals was before we decide to go on immutability. One of the proposals was to have a separate queue for each type of resource. So instead of having one queue for projects, you'll have like a separate queue for each project in your system. And the idea is that you would limit any operation per resource per queue, and that will give you this kind of isolation for free. The problem is we are not doing this right now. So maybe let's think about like this. You can have you can simulate this kind of per project queue by scheduling a generic worker to process a specific project, and inside that worker you consume from a separate regis structure, and then you will have like all these 5 things or 10 things or 20 updates pending, and like everything on the same queue. And then you can do like this kind of control, like, okay, remove the next 15 because I'm doing it right now. But again, you still like, if you still have updates queuing up after that, you still have like that huge queue of things that you're pending doing. That requires us to like either modify Sidekick to support this kind of thing, or move to something else that does support this kind of thing, if that makes sense. But I don't think that anything that we try to do here will actually be like, will not harm us in the process. Like by adding this thing, we created a racing condition that we didn't have before. But if we just remove it, then it's not super efficient as it used to be, or maybe, yeah, yeah. Okay, there may be something else we can do. Let's say that we have I know that this like executed. Let's say that we have like this acquired. Unless let's just schedule this. So basically, the idea is like this. So if we can acquire the lock, it means we are the ones processing it. Otherwise, this is one of those situations where you have like multiple things going on. At the time that you reach here, it means this thing already started in another job. So another job already begin syncing. And then you just need to schedule like this one more time. And let's say that you can do it like, okay, let's think about it again. Let's say that we have already something here. I don't remember anything from Redis. Oh, anyway,
just do pseudocode. Just do pseudocode. It's fine.
Okay. Something like container ID. And then you add like params to it. So like the hash. Okay, so every time you start here, start with this. Or always acquired, yeah. Always acquired, you do this. Inside the list before doing like you do like Redis queue. So clear the queue, you start executing something. This can be actually just a positive or something like that. So you're just saying that from now on there is nothing pending, but then there is one more. And because you haven't acquired, you just reschedule. And then it goes again. But then you reschedule it with like reschedule it or like one more through, something like that. And then when it goes again, it knows that it is this situation where you need to do it one more time. But then you do this again, and if something else goes on, it will add up, and it will always keep adding one more, unless there is not one more to do.
But it will keep rescheduling an equal number of sync jobs. So then we don't end up duplicating them, yeah?
So if we have like started one and then there's 4 more, we get all the 4 here, because you're not the first, so you should get like I know that this is like not atomic, but like less equals 0. Sorry, only if it equals 0, it will reschedule. Otherwise, it just increase the counter. So you only have one more. And I think this kind of logic can go as Lua code. That it's the same thing that we do to actually generate the lease thing. And we can like specify some kind of logic like this, and it can do this atomically. But yeah, this is probably over engineering. I would just execute the thing like 5 times and it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it all comes about. The problem all comes about because we want to deduplicate workers or sync jobs.
Or maybe I'm muted. Okay, I was muted.
Okay. Yeah, the problem all comes about because we want to deduplicate sync work. I think
there's one way. We have the checksum, right? Mm-hmm. Or we will have the checksum.
Okay, well, there's annoying stuff about that. I don't know. I guess so, maybe.
Yeah, but let's say like this. We finish syncing something, and then we generate the checksum, and we upload that. So it works as a version or fingerprinting or whatever we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We reschedule all the other jobs. The next time the next one gets the lock, the first thing that it will do is check if the checksum we currently have matches with the latest version on the other table. If it's a match, we don't need to do anything. So we deduplicate by using the checksum, because that's like, it means we already have the latest version, so we don't need to do anything about it. It still costs us like processing for other, but we're not like trying to download like a gigabyte of file. We're just checking a table, like 2 values in 2 different tables, and it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good point.
And we don't need this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want this, and I don't want the existing mark synced atomically. So it's a good idea. One minor issue is that currently, like, we can't necessarily guarantee that a blob on the primary side has a checksum calculated. Like, for example, for uploads, when an upload is created, it gets checksummed immediately unless it's big. If it's over 100 megs, we enqueue a job to checksum it later.
Yeah,
I mean, ideally soon.
This is a technical debt, and I think I had an issue for that. So there's a way to calculate the checksum while you're uploading the file. This it's not like the end of the world, but you can do it. There's something like I maybe telling this wrong, but I think it's like the sum of all the pieces. If you combine all the hashes with, I think it's sure, all the pieces, it should get the entire thing, something like that. I don't remember the exactly details, but there's a way to do it while you're uploading. So you do all the chunks, but then you combine all together and you have the same thing.
Okay, so do you think we can get to a world where the primary has the
Always have the
checksum
checksum.
basically as soon as we have a file? There's also
Yeah.
like direct upload to object storage, but we would do that in a different way, like
Yes,
ask
there is
S3
this.
for the checksum.
We probably need to look at this with a little bit more care, but I think it's super important for us to have like the checksum as soon as the file is created and uploaded. Otherwise, everything will broken and we'll have like put band-aids everywhere. And I think like it's one place that we need to make sure it works from the beginning. And yeah,
Okay, so do you think do you think it's reasonable to say if you want to add a data type to geo, you have to ensure that a checksum is instantly available, you know, with the file?
Yeah, when you create the event, it has to have a checksum.
Okay. Does this idea work for repositories too? Because we either need to do it the same way for repositories, or we need to keep this race condition, you know, mark synctotomically type stuff for repositories anyways, if we can't assert that we always have the checksum for repositories.
I think for repositories is a little bit better because even if you executed it like 10 times, what Git is doing actually is checksumming the thing. So maybe you will waste a few attempts, or at least one more, until the checksum is generated in that case, but that's not a big deal because you're not like transferring gigabyte of file. And also like this racing condition it's probably not fixed by what we are doing right now. It's mitigated, but I think there's probably a way it can trigger as well.
How is it not fixed by the way that we currently do it? Because I think it is, but
Let's see. Okay, so we read a new event. It goes here. It goes here. Then we update here. But this can also happen at the same time that let's see. Oh, but then there you're updating it atomically. successfully. I think I'm lost here. Let's go back again. Close here. Where's the registry? Okay, start sync. Finish sync. And the other one's calling updated, right? Yeah, I think this, yeah, this works.
Yeah, that was my understanding. It's not pretty, but
Oh.
we implemented the deduplication of work first, and then we realized that we had this race, and then so that's the fix that we came up with. Well, we don't actually have to fix it now, because we're planning to say that it needs to be immutable, or you need to implement the updating logic. So we could just, leave out the updated event for now.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's okay to leave it out for this merge request. Because it makes it, I mean, just the fact that it took us like that we were able to talk about it for so long. It's not that easy to follow. So
no, not at all.
let's leave it out and say we're considering blobs immutable for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you still have a lot of really good changes here to the registry.
So are we keeping this right now or not?
We can do it as like a regular state change.
Oh, by the way, this is, I did it on the wrong file. And it's the package registry. And yeah, that's one thing.
Resync. Yeah. Oh, well, that's, yeah, that's fine. That's the part of the thing. do you want to have it so? Yeah, we could get rid of this for now, because
Okay.
you know, if it's immutable, that's not needed. So then you would call synced at the end of. So do we need an event synced? Oh, finished. Sorry, finish is the
Yeah,
that
finish.
you have there. Okay.
But we can call it synced because I think it makes it more sense. Reads better.
Yeah, it seems like it should match up.
We start. Yeah.
Oh, wait, we've got some different verb tenses, I guess.
Like this?
Yeah, should it be like that?
I don't know.
Uh,
Failed, started, resynced. Resync is a verb. We are moving it to pending. Start, and then we move it to started.
So,
fail.
yeah. And then
fail like this. Reserve it. No. Okay. Fail. And synced.
sync. So shouldn't that be sync then to match?
Oh, this
the
is
verb tenses?
after it's synced.
Oh, okay, that's awkward.
Yeah, failed. Yeah, this two should this is after and this is before. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually it will be like this. Start and it's synced, or it's failed, and if it's failed, then we sync.
All right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What if that one is what if that one is failed with message or something? Failed with error, or failed with, yeah, failed with message or error? I don't know, something like that. Because it's basically just syntactic sugar, so you can set the failure at the same time as calling failed.
Mm-hmm. Can be error message.
Sure.
Okay. Standard there. Should I try to push code?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, I think we can actually move this, almost all of it, into a blob registry concern or something like that.
Oh,
What do you think
the whole
about doing
thing?
that? Almost the whole
Uh,
thing. We only mentioned package file in the top 2 lines.
I'd like us to like try to add the specs
Use it?
before. Yeah, use it, try it,
Yeah.
and then extract
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it makes sense. Almost everything here. Yeah, it's all generic.
I like it.
We try to comment this.
So it's getting late for you, I assume.
Yeah.
I'll do a little more from here. I'm going to use it in the create event, right? Or not the create event, the blob download service to start and, to create the registry, to set started, and then to set finished or whatever, synced. And I'll try to add some tests around that too from the download service.
Okay. Package file registry. Yeah, we don't have tests yet. And we don't have, let me just make the factory as well. So,
Okay.
let's see if this, yeah, okay. Okay.
Cool. It's pushed.
It's pushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. I will stop by now, and I will work on the upload part tomorrow.
Well, that if we're leaving it to a separate MR, it doesn't have to be tomorrow. I think the thing that we really need to push is getting this one merged. I think there were a couple discussions that, if you wouldn't mind, like adding your opinion if you have any on any open discussions, and then
Okay.
hopefully we can get this merged.
Oh, we need to actually add feature flags to this as well. Yeah.
That's right. That's a big one. Okay. Using the registry, I don't think should be too much in the create event. So hopefully I can do that. And if I finish that, I'll start on feature flagging. But that really shouldn't be too bad either, because it's.
Actually, the feature flag is only on the generation side. So it's like only when we publish. We can even put it inside the
replicator.
The replicator, if that's the case.
Yeah, I think so. It shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
All right. And if that's the case, if it's not too bad, then, well, maybe I'm probably being too ambitious, but maybe I could send it to Douglas end of day for maintainer review. But yeah, please, when you get a chance, take a look at the open discussions, because there are some like having to do with naming and stuff like that. It would be good to rename before we merge it. Yeah, but all right, I'll let you go. Thank you very much for joining me and developing the registry. It's always a pleasure, Gabriel.
Yeah, the same. Oh, have a great day.
You too. See ya.
See ya.